नमस्कार प्रवेश जी। सुप्रीता मैडम, आपका माइक कनेक्ट नहीं है।
A very good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, fine. So, as per the request, today I've taken the topic common medicinal plants. Common medicinal plants. We have come across these medicinal plants when we were doing the class on home remedies. So, I've just chosen the same plants and they are very easily available. So these are the plants that are chosen: Ardaka, Jamoda, Amalaki, Dadima, Guduchi, Haritra, Hingu, Chiraka, Kumari, Maricha, Metika, Nimba, Tulsi, Twak. You will come to know the common names also in the slides. Okay, so before we learn about each drug, so the first drug is ginger or Ardraka. Before we learn about this particular drug in detail, I would want you to know a few things about these particular herbs. What it is each medicine, for example, now we consider this ginger in the wet form, it has rasa, guna, virya, vipaka. So each medicinal plant, each medicinal herb has 5 things. They are called as rasa panchaka: rasa, guna, virya, vipaka, and prabhava. In many of the drugs, their prabhava is not mentioned, but each particular drug will have rasa, guna, virya, vipaka, and prabhava. So now coming to what each these things are. So every drug you will see in the slides that it has rasa, guna, virya, vipaka. Now what are these? Rasa is basically what we perceive via the tongue. Rasa is the taste that we perceive through the sensory organ, that is the tongue. So we have come across different types of rasas. Please can you mention which are the rasas? How many rasas are explained? Yes. So we have come across Shad rasas. So each dravya will have all the 6 rasas, but 1 or 2 or 3 rasas will be predominant. Each dravya, yes, thanks for the answers. Each medicinal herb, each dravya, each substance will have 6 rasas. Among them, 1, 2, or 3 will be predominant. Okay. Now the question arises: why it will be predominant? Why, one rasa is predominant? As we know, have you come across a famous quote which says "Sarvam Dravyam Panchabhautikam"? So every substance which is present in the universe is made up of Panchamahabhutas. Every substance which is present in the universe is made up of Panchamahabhutas. So similarly, even the rasas which is present in the dravya is made up of Panchamahabhutas. Now, when we say it has Katu rasa, it is because of there is guna variation, or there is variation of Panchamahabhutas. So if we talk about Madhura rasa, it will have Prithvi and Mahabhuta predominant. Okay. So similarly, there is Panchamahabhuta variations in that, and hence you will have different combination of rasas. Coming to guna, what is guna? Guna is the inherent nature. See, rasa is the taste that is perceived via tongue. Rasa is the taste that is perceived through the sensory organ, that is the tongue. Coming to guna, guna is, there are like many gunas explained, 20 gunas and 16 gunas, 5 gunas, etc. So we will be taking chikitsa gunas are 20 gunas. So what are these gunas? Guna is the inherent property. Guna is the inherent property which a particular substance has. Guna is the inherent property which a particular substance has. Virya is basically the potency of the drug. Virya is basically the potency of the drug. Okay. So rasa is the taste, guna is the property, virya is the potency. Okay. Now coming to you have a fresh sample, or coming to vegetables. Okay, so you have a fresh vegetable which you have procured today, and you have a vegetable which is three days old, which you feel is fresh, or which you feel will have better taste: a fresh vegetable procured today, or a vegetable procured 3 days back. So the vegetable that's procured today, so there, that particular taste or the look of that particular substance has changed, because the potency in it has changed. Every medicine has its shelf life. Now coming to the shelf life, like how many days you see the manufacture and expiry date of medicines? All of you see, I guess, right? Yes or no? Yes. So all of us see the expiry and manufacture of the medicine. Why are we seeing the expiry and manufacture of a medicine? It is post the expiry date, the potency of that particular substance is going to reduce. Potency of that particular substance is going to reduce. That is virya. Okay, if you have any pain balms, having diclofenac content, any what you call any pain relief balm, if you're applying, if you apply it post expiry date, usually when you apply a pain balm, it slightly gives you a heating effect. A slight heating effect is felt on the skin when you apply. Okay, but the same pain balm you apply after its expiry date, you won't feel that. Why? The potency of that particular medicine has gone. The sattva of that particular substance has gone. So that is nothing but virya. Okay, next coming to vipaka. Now we know rasa is the taste which is perceived, guna is the property, the inherent property which is present in the dravya, virya is the potency of the drug, vipaka is the post digest effect. Now what happens in a dravya when it is, see, by that it is cut, see in ajamoda, that is you can see the image, I don't know the name of this in Hindi, ajamoda or some common thing. Okay, amalaki, all of you know this. So this amalaki, when it is consumed, okay, so okay, amalaki is again controversial. Okay, coming to dadima. So dadima has madura and kashaya rasa. Yeah, ajwain, thanks. So dadima has madura and kashaya rasa. The tastes of this is madura and kashaya, and its vipaka is madura. So the question arises, we perceive it, or we, when we eat this particular fruit, when it touches the oral cavity or when it touches the skin, we perceive the taste as madura and kashaya. But what happens to this when it has gone through the stomach, through the esophagus, stomach, GI, or the duodenum and the lower GI, and the post, the large intestine? When it has reached the large intestine, what has it become? So it is still having madura vipaka. So it is still having the madura vipaka. So that is why vipaka is the one which is going to have an impact on the substance, or on the vipaka is the one which is going to have an impact on the dhatus. See, we are all taking food, we are all taking medicines for the doshas and dhatus. Now, is it the rasa which is going to have an impact, or the vipaka? It is the vipaka of the substance. It is the post-digestive effect that is going to have an impact on the body. Okay, so simply vipaka is the post-digestive effect. So this madura kashaya rasa substance, the dadima fruit, once it is consumed, it has reached the lower GI, it attains the madura vipaka, and this madura vipaka helps in replenishing the sapta dhatus. I will still repeat this. Rasa, guna, virya, vipaka and prabhava are present in the substance. Rasa is basically the taste that is perceived in the tongue. Guna is the inherent properties. There are 20 properties. Whenever these properties are written, I'll explain them to you, what each one is. Virya, it is the potency of that particular substance. Vipaka, it is the post-digestive effect. Vipaka is the post-digestive effect. Is this clear? Okay, fine. So we will move. So we will be studying about this in every drug. We'll be studying about these in every drug. Okay, coming to Ardhaka or Shunti. So basically, Ardhaka is ginger in wet form. Shunti is ginger in dry form. Okay, Ardhaka, Ardhra, it is wet. So Shunti in wet form. Ginger, dry ginger is Ardhaka in its dry form. Okay. So botanical name, family name, we do reading, so that there is no confusion between the species of the plant that is chosen or the herb that is chosen. So coming to Ardhaka, it has two rasa. It has kadu rasa, that is pungent in taste. So what is the guna this particular Ardhaka has? It is ruksha and it is tikshna. It is ruksha and it is tikshna. Now, what are we doing with this ruksha and tikshna is, it is having an effect which is going to dry. Okay, it's having an effect which is going to dry. Assuming there are too much of nasal secretions. In a case of allergic rhinitis, when there is too much of nasal secretions, okay, and so there's a patient who has too much of nasal secretions and he's having heaviness in the head. So what are we doing at that time? We are using the ruksha guna and tikshna guna. So ruksha guna is going to help in drying the nasal secretions. It's going to help in drying the nasal secretions. Due to tikshna guna, it's going to help in penetration and reaching till the sinuses. So this tikshna guna will help in faster penetration and ruksha guna will help in drying. So a patient with allergic rhinitis or a or with having excessive nasal discharge, when we give Ardhraka Swarasanasya, Swarasa is the juice extract. See the juice extract. When we give the Ardhraka Swarasanasya, it is going to help in drying the nasal secretions, and also it is going to help in faster penetration. Okay. So another example, if a person is having nasal polyp, okay, assuming there is a lump, okay, but it is not your lipoma kind of a lump, okay, there's something called as a nasal polyp. So that polyp also, we need the size of it. What happens, it's a growth in the nose, so that when it has the growth is obstructing the nasal pathway and helps its difficulty to respire. When there is difficulty to respire, it is blocking the airway. So what we do is application of this, because of its ruksha guna, it's going to help in shrinking the size. It's going to help in shrinking the size. Once the size is shrunken, the nasal pathway is clear. Okay. Now coming to effect on the doshas, it's going to help in pacifying the kapha dosha. It's going to help in pacifying the kapha dosha, and it is helping in mandagni. A person who is having manda agni, who is having loss of appetite or a low appetite, can eat this. In home remedies, we have explained this. Bhojanagre sadapatyam lavana ardraka bhakshanam. So before food, if a person is suffering from agni mandya or loss of appetite, it is advisable for a person to take ginger juice, 1 spoon ginger juice along with 1 pinch of saindhava lavana. Okay, so that's for mandagni. Next, for shwasa and kasa, the juice of this can be given internally. Is this clear? We'll move to the next slide. Okay, coming to Ajamoda or Ajwain, it has its botanical and family name. Rasa is Katu Tikta Rasa. It has two rasas, Katu Tikta Rasas. Guna is Laghu Ruksha Guna. It is light and it is again Ruksha. So see, this Ajamoda is Laghu. How we can use this is, it is light. Okay, or you can take it as easy to digest. So many a times, in case of again loss of appetite, or in case of indigestion, we ask, or you can actually make Ajamoda Kashaya. Put 1 spoon and put 2 glass of water, boil the water, filter and drink the water. So this being laghu, it helps in proper digestion, and also it is ushna, the virya is ushna. Okay, so vipaka is katu. Post digestive effect of this is katu. Rogagnata, it is helpful, that it is going to help in pacifying vata. So the effect on which dosha it has is, it has an effect on vata dosha, and it helps in relieving udarashula, that is stomach pain. It helps in reducing the stomach pain. A patient, if you actually see this slides and your home remedy slides go hand in hand. So udarashula is, it helps in relieving the stomach pain. It helps in relieving the stomach pain. Amalaki. So this amalaki, one thing is, you are supposed to take this Indian gooseberry and not the other berry. Okay, and this amalaki has, say, among the shadrasas, amalaki has 5 tastes. Okay, it is madura, amla, kadu, tikta and kashaya. So it does not have lavana rasa, and it has all the 5 rasas. Guna is guru shita guna, virya is shita virya, vipaka is madhura vipaka, and it's indicated in prameha and raktapitta. It's indicated in prameha and raktapitta. Prameha is, it is indicated in diabetes mellitus. It is one of the best and very good drug of choice in case of diabetes mellitus type 2. Okay, either patient can chew the amalaki fruit and eat, or extract the juice and eat, or extract the juice, mix it with turmeric and eat. So any of these forms can be eaten. It is one of the very, very good drug, and it's beneficial in diabetes mellitus. And also for, it's good in rakta pitta, that is any form of bleeding. A person or children who are prone to repeated nasal bleed, in them you can just make some sweet out of amalaki, or you can give simply chavanprash rasayana, which will help in relieving the repeated nasal bleed. Okay, common available fruit, dadima. It has madura and kashaya rasa. Okay, any questions in this? I'm telling the taste, madura and kashaya rasa. Any questions? Because this is a little difficult. I don't know if you're following or not. No questions? Shall I go ahead? Okay, I have a question. So after eating pomegranate, or when you eat pomegranate, what is the taste? Okay, so if you say it is the sweetest, then fine. Madhura Kashaya. Okay, so if you say it, okay. Now again, Namrata says it's Madhura and Kashaya. Which part of the fruit is Madhura and which part of the fruit is Kashaya? It's correct, Madhura Kashaya. Peel is Kashaya. Oh, right. Peel is Kashaya. And also, see, when you eat this pomegranate, the red part, the red pulpy thing, it is Madhura Rasa. If it is proper, if it is a good fruit, it is Madhura Rasa. Else, rind and seed is Kashaya. Very good. Rind and seed are Kashaya. So, the fruit, if Amalaki is Shita Guna, is it suitable to consume in winter? Yes, Amalaki can still be consumed in winter. It can be taken in winter. Yeah. So here the seed is Kashaya Rasa, that you need to remember. And if Amalaki or if this Dadima is not up to the mark, then it will have that Amla taste. Okay, it will have Amla taste. Virya Shita, Vipaka is Madhura, and Rogagnata, it is the disease in which it is indicated in bleeding disorders, and also it is indicated in Pandu, that is anemia. It is indicated in anemia, and also it is indicated in bleeding disorders. I told you about the leaves of it, which are used for nasal bleed. Okay, and similarly in case of Pandu, in anemia, patient is just advised to eat pomegranate. See, when I say anemia, it doesn't mean HB level is 4 and you ask them to eat pomegranate. No. Okay, when HB level is 9, 10, so the diet modification what one can suggest at that time is pomegranate. Okay, so this is the diet modification there. It is not the whole medicament. Or else there are medicines like Dadimadi Grita available, that those can be given. Okay, there's medicine called Dadimadi Grita, that medicine can be given in case of hyperacidity also. Guduchi. How many of you have seen this plant? Guduchi or Amritballi? Giloy, it's called as Giloy. Yeah. See, okay, if you have seen the plant, have you used it any time? Okay, Sheetal has it at her home. Okay, anybody of you who has used the plant? Okay, if you've used the plant, which part of the plant have you used? Stem. Very good. So the part used in case of Guduchi, it is the stem. Stem is the part used in Guduchi, that you need to know. Though leaf has the alkaloids or the active principles, more number of active principles are present in the stem. Yeah, one thing, see, when we say a particular substance, when we talk about a particular medicinal plant, see, there are something called as part used. Which part is to be used? Okay, or different parts of the plant are used for different purposes. So when it comes to Guduchi, the alkaloids of Guduchi are present in the stem more. So the active principles are present in which part of the plant, that particular part of the plant has to be used. Okay, so when coming to Guduchi, the active principles are more present in the stem. Okay, and minimally present in the leaves. So part used should be stem. Guruji, Tikta Kashaya Rasa. It is having Tikta Kashaya Rasa. It is Laghu. It is Ushna Virya, Madhura Vipaka. Okay, pacifies Pitta Dosha. Guruji is one of the best medicines for Jwara, for fever. Guruji is one of the best medicines for fever. Okay, or any disease which is arising due to Pitta. It is one of the best and safest medicine for Jwara or diseases of Pitta aggravation. Haridra. So Haridra part used, what we are using? We are using the rhizome. Rhizome in wet form, rhizome in dry form. It's having Tikta Katurasa, Laghu Rukshaguna, Ushna Virya and Katuvipaka. So for diabetes mellitus, I told this turmeric should be mixed with something and eaten. What is that?
I said the juice of it should be taken. Into that you add 1 spoon of haridra. Yes. So haridra along with amalaki juice mixed with haridra and taken in case of diabetes mellitus. Yeah, kushta. For like, see, when I say kushta is a broad term. It's skin diseases in general. Again, if skin disease of pitta origin, it's not indicated. Skin disease of kapha and vata origin, it can be given. Okay, again next Shita Pitta. Shita Pitta is a disease which is due to kapha and urticaria. Like if you have anybody of you who has suffered from urticarial rashes, wherein your skin has red boils, it comes on its own and goes on its own. Shita Pitta or it's urticaria. Anybody has experienced? If no, type no. At least will come to know. Okay, so Shita Pitta is urticarial rashes. What happens is just on exposure to cold breeze, patient will start having red rashes over the skin. Red rashes over the skin. Even sometimes if they become too sensitive, even sitting under a fan or exposure to AC will provoke these kind of lesions. Okay, in that haridra or the turmeric in its dry form is given internally. Hingu. Hingu, we are all using it in the dishes. It is katu rasa. The taste of it is katu. It is lagu snigdha tikshna guna, ushna virya and katu vipaka. It is one of the best drugs for vata anulomana. That is, vata is dosha which has its own motion. Vata is the one which is helping in the movement. Okay, vata, if its gatis, if the movement of vata is disturbed, then it helps in bringing the movement of vata to normalcy. See, many a times patients complain of excessive belchings. When somebody complains of excessive belchings, in that time it's better to have at least hingu along with buttermilk. Hingu along with buttermilk in that condition will be beneficial. Okay, so their belchings belching is again due to vata vikriti or vata aggravation. So vata is supposed to move down. Vata has taken a gati which is moving the opposite way. So to bring back the path to its normalcy, hingu is one of the drugs of choice. Jiraka or jira, katu rasa, lagu ruksha guna, ushna, katu, atisara and agnimandya. So agnimandya is loss of appetite. You're eating to improve the appetite. You can have jeera or jeera along with water or jeera along with jaggery, or even roast the jeera and just to chew it off. This can be done. Kumari, aloe vera, right? All of you know this by the name aloe vera. Yes. So aloe barbadensis. So this is tikta rasa pradhana. Please repeat atisara. Okay. See, in Jiraka, we're giving this in Atisara. Atisara is nothing but loose stools. Atisara is nothing but loose stools. In loose stools, see, in loose stools, there again Agni Mandya is there. In loose stools, the appetite is reduced. To improve the Agni, to make your Agni proper or to improve the appetite, we are using Jiraka. We are using Jiraka. There we are not using Jiraka or Jeera to stop the fecal flow or to stop the number of motions. We are using Jiraka to improve the appetite or to maintain the Agni. Kumari is having Tikta Rasa and Guna Pichila Guru Snigdha. Pichila here it is slimy. If you see the pulp, it is slimy. It is Guru and it is Snigdha, Shita Guna and Katvipaka. It is helpful in case of burns and in case of skin diseases. Okay, in case of big erythematous rashes, big red rashes, we are giving a combination of aloe vera. Aloe vera is taken, the pulp is macerated or it's put into the mixer, made into a paste, and the paste is applied, or this along with neem is applied in case of large surface erythematous lesions. Coming to Maricha. Maricha is the black pepper. Okay, it's black pepper. It's katurasa. It is Lagu, Tikshna, Sukshma, Ushna Guda, and Katu Vipaka. It is helpful in cold and cough. It's helpful in cold and cough. There's a medicine that's available in the market. You can buy that. Its name is Trikatu. So this Trikatu medicine can be procured, and in case of cold and cough, you can take half a spoon of Trikatu, mix it with jaggery, and eat it at night. Trikatu along with jaggery. So maricha is one of the ingredients of Trikatu. Trikatu are shunti, maricha, and pipali. Shunti, maricha, and pipali. Methika, these are the dry seeds of methi. It is Kadutikta Rasa, Lagusnigda Guna, Ushna Virya, and Katuvipaka. It enhances the breast milk secretions. A person who is in the lactation period, if there is lack of milk, then it helps in enhancing the breast milk secretions. Okay, has anyone tasted nimba? Neem leaves? Okay, so can you please tell me the taste of it? Nimba is not katu. It's bitter in taste. Yes, it is bitter in taste. That is tikta. Okay, it is tikta kashaya rasa, laghu ruksha guna, shita virya, and katu vipaka. It is helpful in skin diseases, prameha, and krimi. A very good drug of choice in case of krimi. A very good drug of choice in case of krimi and worm infestation. Okay, for worm infestation and for skin diseases and for prameha. That's again diabetes mellitus. Okay, coming to tulasi. Tulasi is Katu Rasa, Katu Tikta Rasa, Laghu Ruksha Tikshna Guna, Ushna Virya, and Katu Vipaka. It's beneficial in cold, cough, and fever. Juice extract, you can extract the juice out of this, mix it with honey, and take in case of cold, cough, and fever. Yeah, somebody had asked me properties of cinnamon. Okay, the cinnamon, Cinnamon zalanica, lauresia, Katu Madhura Tikta Rasas, Katu Madhura and Tikta Rasas. Actually, all these three are experienced. You just take a piece of this and you chew. You can find all these three tastes. Laghu Ruksha Tikshna, Ushna Virya, and Katu Vipaka. It is used in skin diseases. A paste of this is added, is made and applied to the skin. But it's not the single drug. It's not a single drug. It is mixed with other drugs and applied to the skin. Okay, so that completes the common available Ayurvedic herbs or commonly available herbs. So any questions in that regard? No? Yes or no? Or you want me to repeat something? Hello? Is jaggery good to have post meals for better digestion? Not recommended. Not recommended. May not be so helpful in digestion. The question was, is jaggery beneficial after food so that it helps in digestion? Not recommended. See, nowadays in many of the restaurants you get somf, right? That somf is, if you eat the plain somf, it is good, but if you eat it sugar coated, etc., it is not recommended. You know why? The somf is basically having kashaya rasa. This kashaya rasa helps in cleansing the oral cavity. It helps in cleansing the oral cavity, and also it is not, if it's kashaya rasa, so it's not going to be heavy for digestion also after meal. But again, if you eat it sugar coated, oral health, oral hygiene also is not maintained, and moreover it's going to be again an add-on for digestion. Okay, so always whenever you go to restaurants, if you have an option to eat the plain soap, the uncoated, unsugar coated thing, then you go for a non-sugar coated thing. Okay, so we'll move to model questions. Sheetal, I didn't get you. Okay, Namrat has already answered. Okay, so they place Mishri with it. Yeah. Sheetal, Somf along with Mishri is not indicated. Eating only Somf is advisable. Eating only Somf is advisable, not Mishri. Okay, so I've got a few answers for this question. How many dhatus are present in the body? You have answered it right. Shall I go to the next question? Charaka Samhita is one among. Brihatrayi, Laghutrayi, both, none of the above. Answer 1. Anybody else answering? Anybody else? Sheetal, Namrata, Pravesh. It is Brihatrayi. Brihatrayi is the right answer. The other texts along with Brihatrayi are Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita and Vagbhata, that is Ashtanga Hridaya. These three comprise of Brihatrayi. Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita and Ashtanga